Today is part 3 and the final installment of my kitchen refresh for spring. And I'm going to do 3 more mini projects just to show you that you can inexpensively and very easily do little things that make a big difference. Project number 1, oiling my kitchen island. When we remodeled this kitchen, when we moved in, I really wanted a very large island that would be a workspace as well as being able to sit 6 people. We got this butcher block at IKEA. It was extremely affordable and it has served us well. I also decided I did not want to put a finish on it. So putting a finish on it makes it easier to clean, but you can't cut on it. And I wanted to cut on it. I don't mind that it's getting nicked up, it's getting a little beat up because of just the ease and the convenience of being able to chop right on it. However, that means it's a little harder to clean. It takes a little more effort to scrub it down, and a couple times a year I need to oil it. I have tried several things, and the best thing I have found is hemp seed oil. This not only conditions the wood, but it does leave a slight finish. You can even see on the outside of the bottle where the hemp oil has spilled out, it has dried. I can't even scrape this off. This is completely food safe, so it's just the best way to go.
I removed the Lazy Susan and then I mixed up just some dish soap and water, and I used a sponge with that kind of scrubby side, and I just scrubbed away, scraping off whatever needed to be removed. I went around the entire thing and then I dried it with a large towel, and then I did the entire process again.
I let the surface dry thoroughly, and now I'm going to pour the hemp oil into a bowl. Kind of looks like olive oil. And using an old brush, I'm going to start to just paint it on. You definitely don't want to put it on too thick. If you see quite a concentration of oil, just spread it out. Push down with your brush and pull the oil to cover more surface. I also want to make sure that I am getting the edges. One of the things you can do is just get down and kind of look and make sure that you didn't miss any spots. If you kind of crouch down at an angle, it's really easy to see. As you get over to where you started, you may see some drier spots because it's starting to soak into the wood. But this looks pretty well covered.
After letting it sit for about 15 minutes, I took a dry rag and I wiped off the excess oil.
As a little added bonus, I'm going to take 2 of my cutting boards and treat them with the hemp oil as well. This one actually had sat on a wet towel, we didn't realize it, and got some mold on it, so I sanded it first. I sanded it down completely, back to the raw wood, and now I'll put the oil on it. Well, good morning. It's day 2. I did want to tell you that I have a pretty interesting announcement. Personally, a huge change for me. I'm going to talk about that at the end of the video, so stay tuned if you're interested. I let the butcher block sit overnight, let all that oil sit, soak in, and harden. And actually, it would be best to do it for another 24 hours to really let this harden up. I can put things on it, but I really don't want to cut on it or do anything until it's fully hardened. I'm going to go ahead and bring the Lazy Susan back over. Now I can tell you, when I walked downstairs this morning, there was such a dramatic difference in the color, in the sheen. It just completely brightened it up and evened out the color. You can still see all of the cutting marks on this island. That's because we're not going for a polished surface. If that's what I wanted, and I have thought about it from time to time, sanding the whole thing down until it's smooth and using a polyurethane on it to completely seal it. Now again, that would make it really nice and smooth, easy to clean, but I couldn't cut on it. I'm so happy with this. And it took me 10 minutes to put the oil on, and then about 5 minutes to wipe it off. I just did 2 of my cutting boards yesterday, and I put them away and realized I need to do all of them. Another one needs a good sanding and then a finishing in the hemp oil, and they're going to look so much better.
I feel like this copper teapot from part 1 looks good anywhere I put it. I thought I'd try it over here, and then I swapped out for this little French pitcher, and a little green in a corner I think looks great. But on the practical side, we usually have the blender and the toaster here because when I need these things, I really hate having to pull them out, and I don't like putting them away either.
Project number 2, changing out my switch and outlet covers in the kitchen. All of our outlet covers and light switch covers were just the basic plastic. And to be honest, I never really noticed them in the 8 years we've been here. But one day I walked in and I thought, those really stick out, especially against the natural wood shiplap. And I thought, I wonder if I could get covers. Sure enough, I was able to find just natural wood, and I replaced all of these. And I think it looks amazing. Again, just a little tiny tweak on the small budget I had adds up to big change. I'm going to hang on to these for reference in just a few minutes. Project number 3 is redoing my stove tray. Now, just because this tray is near my stove, it gets greasy and dirty. Pulled everything off of the tray, gave it a thorough cleaning. I took all the utensils out of the crock so I could clean that out and just tidied up. One of the biggest things that was on that tray was this can opener. And I gave up using a manual can opener years ago. My kids bought me this electric and it just works so nicely. But I got tired of it taking up space. I ended up finding this tiny can opener and it hardly takes up any space at all. So this way I can just put it in a drawer and I can remove this. So this is where I want to talk about just a little decluttering. As soon as I took this off the tray, I thought to myself, I probably should hang on to this in case the other one breaks. And that is the mindset that will trip us up every time when we think we have to keep everything just in case. So same with these. I thought, I better, just in case we might need these for some other project, I better put them in the garage. Well, these are $1 a piece. There's a good chance I will never need one, but if I did, could I spend $1 or $2? Now you might think, well, let's not waste money. But if you think about all of the things, not just 2 small items, but everything kept just in case you end up with clutter all over your home. It's really not worth it. Let these things go and trust that if you truly need it again, you could pick up a can opener at a thrift store. You could go buy one. This one was $7 at Marshall's. Now again, I'm not into wasting money, but I'm also not into keeping all of this stuff for someday. If you want more decluttering tips, I will link my decluttering challenge below. I think there's like 13 or 15 videos that will take you through your whole house. We do keep the spray avocado oil right here and also this little crock that has bacon grease in it. And the benefit of the tray is it kind of corrals everything, and visually you see one thing next to the stove. If I took everything off the tray, you would see a bunch of clutter and it feels disjointed. So if you have a space where you have several things that kind of need to come together, like maybe this Lazy Susan, put them all together on one surface. A tray, a bowl, a cutting board. Bring those things together. It's time for my big announcement. Now, if you have not subscribed yet, would you consider doing that? I would love to have you as part of the Peaceful Home family. For those of you that have been around for a while, you know that we co-live with our daughter, son-in-law, and their 3 children. The house is perfect for co-sharing. We have the entire downstairs that we share. Upstairs, there are 2 living suites, and we each have 1 of them. They pay rent, they help with the property. It's been such a blessing to have them here. But after 3 years, they have purchased a home and they are moving out. We all have such mixed feelings about this. Both Joanna and I are very ready to have our own space. Joanna is on Instagram and does YouTube as well. And sometimes we are literally bumping into each other when we're filming. I've been in her position before, and I know what it's like not to have your own home. Even though there's lots of freedom, there's so many things you would do if it was your own space. We are so happy for them. We've already seen the house. We've been drawing up floor plans. I might do a video on that so you can see how that's done. It just makes it so easy for a transition if you already know where your furniture will fit. But this means that after 3 years, I will be getting my kitchen and downstairs area back. Now, as wonderful as this move will be for us, it is also so sad. But we've had the grandkids here every day, and we just treasure those memories, and we know we will still see them. They are only moving 20 minutes away. Let me show you a couple things that are going to significantly change for me. Well, first of all, we will be going through every kitchen cabinet with Joanna packing up her stuff. So that will be a major declutter for the entire kitchen. And that includes the pantry as well, as we have 2 families sharing this pantry space. Now, this cabinet that you see right here used to be over on this side, and we moved it so we could put the refrigerator there. That means we'll be moving this whole section back over, and it will really be opening up this area over here. And the other big change is the coffee bar. Now, we got these cabinets from IKEA, and I put the shelves up, and it's been really great. But I have dreamt of having a hutch here, a freestanding one. And so I am beginning to look. But meanwhile, I'm going to give this to Joanna. So she's going to move all of this to her own home. She has an espresso machine and she has her grinder here, and it's been a great space for her. And again, that frees up this area for me to find a hutch for my dish collection. Ultimately, this means many more videos on kitchen decluttering, on decorating and styling, and I'm so looking forward to sharing that with you. Thank you so much for joining me today on The Peaceful Home for part 3 of this kitchen refresh. More to come. Have an amazing day.